What are the advantages and disadvantages of the different solutions to overcome the European debt crisis? It's the honest path based on market principle versus the current attempt to collectivize European debts in the European Stability Mechanism, the ESM. Let's begin with the disadvantages of the honest path. The main disadvantage of the market solution is the fact that it will cause sharp reactions on the financial markets for a short period of time. It's clear that some market players will react in panic until even the last fund manager realizes that it is better to accept a financial loss in order to get their feet back on stable grounds. Until then, those affected states might be cut off from the capital market. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, should prepare for granting short-term support in form of loans. This is to overcome the transitional financial difficulties. It must be the IMF and not a different European assistance agency such as the ESM or the ESFS. This would not be in compliance with the Eurozone agreements. Once again, it is okay to burden financial losses to creditors of state bonds as they are gaining benefits of the interest paid before. A right on government bonds carrying no risk is complete rubbish. The growing interest rates on the government bonds are necessary as they include the risks that comes along. The fact that this raise happens simultaneously with the current cuts of public spendings in Greece, Italy or elsewhere is not pleasant, but it is unavoidable. The next disadvantage could be the fact that the financial crisis may develop into a real economic crisis, hence a crisis of production and service enterprises that do not provide financial services. Now, in general, a crisis in bakeries, for example, is indifferent to us as long as we continue to receive our bread in the mornings. The same is true for the financial sector. As long as there is enough liquidity for investments, for constructions and for other needs of the real economy, as long as this is available, the crisis among financial institutes does not affect the real economy. The task to provide money lies with the emission banks. For us, the European Central Bank, the ECB, or the Federal Bank in Germany. The emission banks dealt very well with this task so far and are fulfilling it until today. The real economy will only then face difficulties if self-made bubbles implode simultaneously. This means that if there are already problems in the structure of a particular industry, then these problems will come up altogether. The fact was seen in numerous cases in 2008 and 2011, specifically in the construction sector. For example, the bursting of the bubble on the real estate market in the United States, the subprime, in Spain and in Ireland happened all at the same time. Thanks God. The last large cleaning crisis took place just a few years ago, so there was not enough time to create new bubbles yet. In any case, the real economy will witness different market structures and demands. For example, the demands for German submarines will decrease because Greece and other states will cut their defense funds. Therefore, the demand for hotel supply might increase because the Greek will concentrate on what they are good in, providing excellent vacation resorts. Let us now move to the advantages of the honest path for overcoming the debt crisis. The first advantage is the amount of money spent by the taxpayers of the solvent European states. For example, of Germany, there is the amount of 50 billion euro on the one hand, towards 211 billion euros or more on the other hand. Another advantage is the final conclusion of the debt crisis through the honest path. In this solution, the entire weakness of the situation comes into light through the debt decrease negotiations. This causes a cleansing storm after which trust will be built on a solid basis. The known adage proves correct here: better an end with terror than terror without an end. Another advantage of the honest path are the incentives implied for the decision makers. For sure, the bonuses for the risks on the interest rates are an evident lesson for the politicians dealing with Europe's budget policy. Only this can limit the freedom of spending money and can lead to a better budget discipline. Europe will become more stable. However, the words of caution and the shaking of a finger from Berlin or Brussels would be received in Rome, in Athens or anywhere else as a strange gesture of an entertaining value. Therefore, higher interest rates, including risk bonuses imposed by the financial markets, are the better instrument to discipline national budget spendings. This instrument is more subtle and more efficient. The next advantage of the honest solution is the greater prosperity of all entities in Europe. By the saving packages, the social welfare of the citizens in the indebted states will are path